Alright, today I'm going to show you guys a classic figure that I got. This is Predator, the first Predator, the Jungle Predator from Hot Toys. Now this came out a long time ago, not exactly sure when, but yeah, I got it a long time ago. I love the box. Look at the sleeve, it has that, what's that, camo feel to it, and when the Predator turns transparent. It has that feel to it. They try to remake that effect on the packaging. Now, with Hot Toys, their old stuff are really impressive, especially when it comes to packaging. This was one of the prettier ones. And let's see if it shows when this was made. And it looks like it was 2009. I can zoom in and show you guys. Let's see down here. Says 2009 Hot Toys Limited. So this came out 2009. So wow, 10 years ago. 19, yeah. So let me open it up. So once you take it out of the sleeve, you would see Jungle Predator right there. Focus. There we go. Jungle Predator. And if you open up the flap, you will see here, if I could zoom in. You see a couple of pictures of the Jungle Predator and 1/6 scale fully posable model kit. They call it model kit because there are some pieces you need to attach to this figure. Now, not as bad as the AVP stuff, which when they first came out, they were actually model kits. Because you have to put pieces together, and once you put them together, you will not be able to fit the figure back in the box, which is a shame. But yeah, those were model kit. But this one is more of a action. Well, it's more of a standalone action figure already. So yeah, let's get. Alright, here is what 2009 looks like. You have biomask, Predator, mandibles, interchangeable mandibles, and then we have the med kit. I believe that's the med kit. And then we have a couple of hands, not a whole lot. There are only 3. And a skull and a base. So, and there's the figure. Alright, so straight out of the box, this is what you're gonna get. You get the figure. And then I believe this is the first time they used this base. I know since then, I think they have used this at least once more. If not twice, I'm not sure, but I think at least once. And then we have the biomask right there. And it has light up feature, which is nice. It has a piece of wire running through it to attach to the back of the Predator. And then we have the skull with the spine. And we have closed mandibles right there. And currently he has the open ones. And I believe again that's the med kit. And then 3 extra hands, a pair of fists, and then another open hand. I think this is a gripping hand for the skull. Alright, so the reason I decided to give you guys another review of this Jungle Predator is because how I still think it holds up. I mean, granted the proportion is really off. You can see the most noticeable are the dreads. They are really short. I believe the actual one is a lot longer, and the head should be bigger. Body proportion wise, you can see it is skinny, and the legs, everything is pretty skinny. But it does have a lot of articulation, which I like for Predator, or for any figures that are supposed to give you dynamic looks, should have those joints, and this one does. A lot of the newer ones don't, especially the Predators. This one has double jointed elbows, which is nice, so it could fold over 90 degrees, which I really like. And then this has hinges where it allows your Predator to kneel over 90 degrees, which is also nice. And then it has abdominal joint here, but it is kind of stiff. I'm not sure. Let me mess with it a little bit first. Alright, the ab crunch is really good for this figure. Here, this is standing straight, and let me take these mandibles off because I don't want to break them. So, let's see, if I were to bend it, you can see it could bend. If I force it, max would be that. Ab crunch. A lot of figures nowadays don't let you do that. See how much of an ab crunch he could do, which is awesome for Predator. But one thing I don't like is how high up the head could look. I guess it is hindered by the collar piece there. If I take the collar piece out, maybe it will look up a little further, because if you're doing the ab crunch, if you're doing that much of an ab crunch, you want the Predator to be looking straight and not down. Alright, so here's a nice pose for the Jungle Predator. You can see ab crunch helped quite a bit, and he's looking somewhat up, not completely straight up, but yeah, you get the idea. And the newer ones are pretty stiff. I get why they did that, because they want to keep the pattern and the sculpting to look as museum-like as possible. So it's not really an action figure type of thing. But this one has all the joints that you would expect from a figure. It's actually a lot like the NECA stuff. The amount of joints, all the double joints out, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, and then there's the ball hinge hips. So this one is really good. I like that, because nowadays they only use ball joints for the hips. So yeah, but this one I really like. The fact that this one has a lot of range of motion. Alright, here I'm utilizing his elbow, the double jointed elbows. You can see he could throw his arm all the way across. Also due to the butterfly joint around the shoulder. See, swings, let me see, swings in and out, right there. Yeah, so really awesome. And yeah, none of the newer Preds could do this, definitely not. So yeah, just look at that. That is awesome. Granted, the hair is different, but I'm still very happy to have this in my collection, and I don't plan on selling this guy. Yeah, because I just like it too much. Let's see. The reason, well, how I got this figure, I sold my chopper from AVP for this guy. I basically traded my AVP chopper for this Pred, and I'm happy I did that. But now I am still waiting for Hot Toys to make a Chopper 2.0, because they made Celtic and Scar, but no Chopper. I don't know when or if that ever gonna come out, if they ever make that again. But yeah, put the med kit. Is this a med kit? Let me just double check. Just want to make sure to put this guys down. Let's see. Can I open this thing? Thought I could open this thing. How do I open this? I don't even remember anymore. Oh yeah, on the side here, I think. There's a panel. Let me see if I could give you guys a view of it. Somehow this thing is supposed to open. I am so confused now. There are hinges here. My little system focus. Okay. My little knife here. Okay, so I can open this up. And here you can see the med kit. Right in here. And then there you go, some medical equipment inside here. Really nice. Let's close this back. Alright, here's the back side of him, and this panel back here, there's no screw or anything. You just need to flip it down, and it reviews the battery compartment right there. And I'm gonna put a couple of Hot Toys batteries in here, so see if that'll work. Be right back. Oh, and also here on the back of him, you can see that little rectangular shape slot there. That's where the mask, this piece, there's a wire that's running through this piece. Yep, this piece here is supposed to go in here. It's supposed to go in this slot right there. Once you have batteries on, then it'll light up the mask. That these 3 dots. Alright, so before I put the mask on, I just want to show you guys what his face looks like. And let's zoom in a little. So you guys can see those eyes. Those pretty orange eyes. And mandibles, the teeth are translucent plastic. I believe that this whole mandible piece is translucent plastic, and then they just painted over translucent part, and then they did a little wash on this on the front there, so it looks like translucent teeth. Really nice, I like that. And then the forehead. Okay, not a whole lot to see, but if you want to remove, you want to put the bow mask on, first you need to slide out these mandibles. And then I believe you need to remove the bottom jaw, I think bottom teeth. I think you need to remove them, or do you not need to? Maybe you don't, actually. Oh, you don't. Okay, so... Alright, I stand corrected. So, basically, you don't even need to remove anything. You need to close mandibles, that's all you need. And then you could pop the face mask on. Alright, got it working. So here are the 2 batteries inside. The plus sign is facing down, and then the minus sign is facing up. And then on the side here, there's a little switch, an on-off switch. And once you have it on, here you go. You can see 3 lights right there. Awesome. I'm so happy that it's still working. There it is, right there, 3 lights. Alright, so here is what the pred looks like with the bow mask on. It sticks out a little bit. If you look at it from the bottom, you can see the mandibles are there, and it's attached on there using friction. Because the newer ones, they take the mandibles off, and then they use those slots for the pred, for the bow mask to slide into those slots there. But with this one, the older generation, they use friction. And from the front, this thing looks so weird with the bow mask being so big. It looks like he's missing a neck here. Look at that. Bow mask is all the way over his chest there. Let me adjust his neck. Maybe I could fix that. Actually, this is as good as it's gonna get. And yeah, the bow mask is a little weird on the spread. I think it's because it's sticking out so much. But I'm still okay with it. Just wish he has a little longer neck. I think that's what's causing this issue here. And the dreads are just not... it flares out too much because they're so short, I think. And the way they attach them, I think they're attaching them with a 90 degrees peg system instead of they should have done more of a 45 degree where it kind of sticks in like more like this way instead of more like this way. I think that's why some of these dreads are just hanging out there. So let's get a good look at the details on this predator here. Love the bow mask. It's got a lot of dents in it, and the visor. The visor is nice. It's got that grid system on it, and all the decorations. Got the necklace, and the spine piece over there, and then another something over here. A couple of bones right there, and shoulder pad. Shoulder pad is actually attached with a little strip there to the harness, and the harness is still holding up, which is awesome. because I would imagine this would have deteriorated a long time ago. And this wire is also holding up. Well, it's a rubbery piece that's holding up, so no issues whatsoever. And let's get a look at those joints. Bicep swivel right there, double jointed elbows. Oh, one thing I don't like are these blades. I wish they were made out of metal, but nope, they're made out of plastic back then. And gauntlet looks nice. Show you guys what it looks like. A lot of intricate details on it. Really pretty. And here's a look at the backpack. And there's a wire running through here, which is still attached. I'm surprised about that. But one thing broke is this wire right here. This wire is supposed to attach to the bicep section. It finally gave way. So yeah, I could always glue that back on. Just use some Gorilla Super Glue. I believe should be able to fix that. Not an issue. But this side, you can see it's going to. I think that the wire is. This piece is starting to break apart too. So yeah. I mean, this thing is 10 years old. So what do you expect? Nothing lasts forever. So here's the other gauntlet. And this one has an open panel. Let me see if I could open this up. And once you open that up, there's the countdown system for the bomb. Rotate this over a little bit so you guys can see the inside of it as well. Really nice. Look at that gauntlet. Really pretty. And then as for the front here, we have the shoulder cannon. Has some wires running through it as well. Well, just one. Right here. If I rotate this way, you can see it. Right there. There's the wire. A very, very thin wire. Actually, I was correct. There's another wire over on the other side. And the cannon could rotate. Let's see, this here is a peg system, and there's a hinge joint there, and then a hinge joint down here as well. So you could fold it back down, or flip it up and rotate. Kind of neat. Still holds up. And just strap, and then there's the other side of it. Then the netting is made out of cloth, so it's not gonna deteriorate, which is nice. And then we have the belt, and then trophies, and then a little pouch here, and then the loincloth is actually made out of, it is a cloth piece. It feels more like a suede type material, which is awesome. And it has some stains on it. I didn't make them, they're already like that. And then as for the hips, again, these are ball hinge hips, kind of like NECA. So that, and then there's a rotation around the thigh area. These two move independently. They are strapped to the thigh piece there. Then again, knees can bend over 90 degrees, which is awesome. And then these are not ball joints actually, they are ball hinge joints, so kind of stiff, which is nice. And yeah, those sandals, those flip-flops. That's I'm just realizing that this guy's wearing flip-flops. So yeah, kind of weird, but yeah. And I'm about to switch out the hand and realize the gauntlet is removable right there. And there's a little strip right there, so leave that in there. Gauntlet, and again, not a fan of these plastic blades. I'm just so afraid that I'm gonna break them. And looks like they aren't even anymore. One is sticking in front of the other. One is, look at that, they're not parallel to each other. So yeah, it's okay. And here's a nice pose I got the Predator to do, and I'm sure the newer Preds cannot do this pose. Look at that, it's getting ready to stab someone. with those blades. Let me extend them out. That's as far as it will go, but look at that pose. Awesome, huh? So yeah, I'm very glad to have this in my collection, and I am still loving this piece quite a lot. I don't pose it that often. Actually, I keep it in the box for the most part. But for now, I just decided to take it out so I could show you guys what it looks like again, and just to see how something that came out 10 years ago is still holding up. And I think in a way it's actually better than some of the newer ones. With the articulation, of course, the proportion, you're going to sacrifice the proportion a little bit, but I'm okay with it. The fact that this one has a abdominal joint right here, which could bend quite a bit, which is also very nice. And one thing I wish, the head could tilt up a little bit more, then it would give you a better look. Right now, he can, I guess you could kind of do the landing pose right there. Kind of, somewhat. Yeah, like that. Somewhat of a landing pose. Good enough, I guess, for what it is. Not a whole lot of figures could do that. And even some of the smaller figures, like some of the NECA or some of the other brand, well, I wouldn't say SH Figure Arts, because they're really good with articulation. They could always do landing pose without any issues. But even some of the NECA stuff, you can't really do that. But for something this big, a Hot Toys figure can actually do this is very impressive for me, especially a Pred, because nowadays, again, they cut out all the other joints to make it look better, but sacrifice a lot of the posability. And that's why I still like it, like this one so much, and definitely it's gonna stay in my collection until I don't know when. So yeah, awesome piece. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want me to do more like older figures, I could do that, but mostly I'm just gonna, whenever I see one that I kind of want to redo, then I'll probably do it. But for the most part, I'm just gonna stick with the newer stuff. But this one I definitely want to do it. And maybe once some of the newer figures come out, like, then I'll check in with some of the older ones. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And oh, back then this was kind of expensive back then. It was $200, I think. Or was it? Yeah, I think this was kind of expensive piece. This was a $200 figure. For 10 years ago, it's actually really pricey, because I think back then the Iron Man were only 150, 180, somewhere around there, and the DX were like $200. Yeah, I think the DX were like $200 10 years ago, or 250. I think it was 200, somewhere around there. But yeah, I remember this piece was so expensive that I didn't want to buy it. And then I missed out on it initially, and that's when I decided to trade in my chopper later on down the line for this guy, and very happy I still have it. So there you go. Thanks for watching.